first up, coming to the stage, very excited to have him here. This is his first time performing on Awkward Teenage Years. He has written for The New Yorker, very impressive, and he's got his own monthly show called The Autoimmune Saloon. Please welcome Ian Goldstein.
Thank you. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi. Thanks, Will. How's it going? Good. Great. Wow, the lights are very shiny. That's me right there. That's what you were laughing at. Yep. Yeah. That's me. That's my sister's grad school graduation. I look like Michael Cera there. So, and I don't know who that guy is, and I still don't know who he is. So I was never someone who took many recreational drugs. And you could probably tell that because I just used the term recreational drugs. I never did that growing up much. And I think one of the main reasons for this was because of DARE. Do you remember DARE? Drug abuse resistance education. These were like assemblies we'd have in school where the speakers would come up. They'd be in like their 30s or 40s, and they'd be like, "Don't do drugs. I lost all my friends." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to lose my friends." And I'm like in 3rd grade. And they're like, "I lost my family." I'm like, "I don't want to lose my family." So then they would leave, just like, "Don't do drugs." I'd be like, "Okay, I'm not going to do drugs." And then the teacher would be like, "It's time for recess." I'd be like, "I'm still thinking about the drugs." So as time went on, I didn't do any drugs. And I remember being in like 6th grade, and I came home from school one day, and I see my brother outside with his friends, and he's smoking. And I went to my mom, and I started crying, because I'm like, Andrew's going to be a DARE speaker. He's smoking. And my mom says, "What was he smoking?" And I said, "He was smoking weed." Because she said, "Was it cigarettes or weed?" And I said, "It's weed." And she said, "Oh, he'll be fine. That's okay." And I was like, well, what about the DARE speaker, though? So I get into high school. I still have this mindset, don't do drugs. But around 11th grade, I get diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And Crohn's disease, if you don't know, is a chronic inflammation of the gastrointestinal tract. It's not that much fun. And in 11th grade, so the symptoms are essentially you lose a bunch of weight. I lost like 20 pounds. You're going to the bathroom a lot, so a lot of times running out of chemistry class to make the bathroom in time. And I would get these spasms, and the spasms would be like right here, and they'd be really intense. They would be like, I kind of have to just like double over in pain, just let it pass. And this would happen very frequently throughout the day. So I went to my doctor at the time, Dr. Zinkin, Noah Zinkin on Long Island, great gastroenterologist. And he said, "You can take this pill called Cymax Duotab. It's a small white pill you can take whenever you get a spasm as needed, it'll go away." And I took it, and it worked, and it was amazing. So I took Cymax Duotab with me everywhere. It was phenomenal. The pain would go away, and where a lot of like juniors in high school might have fake IDs and condoms in their wallet, I had Cymax Duotab. So I brought it with me everywhere. It was in my wallet at all times. So over time, I don't need it as much, and I start using another medication called Humira. And so I get to college, and sophomore year, I'm 19 years old. I look like that, and I'm in college, and I'm not going to that many parties, but one Saturday night, my friends Dylan and Nick say, "Hey, we're going to this party in downtown Albany." I went to the University of Albany. "Do you want to come?" And I'm in the middle of watching the Beatles anthology for like the 30th time on YouTube, so I'm like, you know what, I'll just go. I should socialize, I should really talk to somebody. Not keep thinking about John Lennon all the time. So I get on the U Albany transit bus, and we go downtown. We go to this house. It's a college house, whatever, $10 to get into a terrible party. And I go downstairs, and as I'm about to go to this, there's like a sea of 19-year-olds around me, 18, 19-year-olds, college kids, and I go to the keg, and as I'm about to pour a drink in my cup, I see all the 19-year-olds just scatter and run upstairs. And instinctually, I follow them, my friends follow them, and in front of me is Dylan, and Dylan, as we're running upstairs, trips. And that trip is, it's like 5 seconds or like 4 seconds, but it feels like 3 minutes. And he gets up, and we're about to run out this way to follow all the other kids, but we hear to our right, "You two get over here." And we look to our right, and we see a kitchen full of caught college kids, just sunken looking, and 2 police officers. And they have us stand around each other, And the cops say, all right, everyone take out your wallets. We're going to take out your IDs and write your information down. So they start doing that. They take out everyone's wallets. They write their information down, let them go. Information down, let them go. They get to me, write down my information. And then from my wallet, they take out a bag. And the bag is filled with crushed up white powder. And they said, is this cocaine? And I said, oh my God, no, that's my Cymax Duo tab. They don't know what I'm talking about. I said, that's my Cymax Duo tab. I have Crohn's disease. I don't take it anymore. It got crushed by my wallet. I take Humira now. Again, they don't know what I'm talking about. So they said, put your hands behind your back. Yeah. So I put my hands behind my back. They started putting handcuffs on me. Handcuffs are very tight, if you don't know. So I have my hands behind my back. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to be a DARE speaker. And again, they asked me, is this cocaine? Now, just so you know, I've never done cocaine in my life. I've never been near cocaine. The closest I've ever come to being like near cocaine is when my parents got divorced and my mom was listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac. So I'm standing there, and I don't know why I said this, but out loud, I said to the cops, I said, I've never been to the principal's office in my life. Like, what was I expecting at 19? Like, they're gonna be like, oh my God, you've never been to the principal's office in your life? Well, we have to let you go. There's no prison that has anyone who's been to the principal's office. So I have my hands behind my back still. And one of the cops starts looking at me, and he starts staring at me. And my face is beet red, I'm sweating, because I'm like, this is the end of my life. And he's staring at me. And he starts to like tilt his head, and he goes, you know, you remind me of someone. You remind me of that kid from Dazed and Confused. And if you haven't seen Dazed and Confused, it's a movie about some high school kids in the 1970s. And most of the kids are like partiers, but there's one character who's extremely neurotic about parties. So I'm like, the Jewish kid. You mean the Jewish kid? So I'm like, okay, great. We have a slightly anti-Semitic cop here. That's great. And the actor that played this Jewish character is named Adam Goldberg. And Adam Goldberg starred in one of the only Jewish holiday movies, The Hebrew Hammer. So he was really picking the Jewish people. And so he's looking at me, and somewhere in his anti-Semitism, he took pity on me. So he said, all right, unhandcuff him. Because I kept saying, I have Crohn's disease. It was such a specific reason to not have cocaine. And he said, all right, we're going to let you go. But if we find out this is cocaine, we have your information. So they let me go. I go back to my dorm. It's like 3 a.m. and I'm on my quad that night, just kind of like pacing back and forth. Nobody's up. And I think of the one person I can call at that point. And it's the person I thought was going to be a DARE speaker when I was younger. My brother Andrew, who is now an Orthodox Jew studying at a yeshiva in Israel. So not a DARE speaker. And I call him and I said, Andrew, this is just what happened. What's going to happen to me? Like he knows, you know. And he said, did you have cocaine on you? I said, no. He said, echoing my mom from earlier, he said, nah, you'll be fine. Thank you.